Is college worth it? I'm going to go ahead and surf the internet to kind of get an answer, and also add a bit of an answer on my own because I have 2 years of experience so far. I'm going into my junior year of college right now. So, without further ado, let's go. Okay, so I think that the first question that we should ask is college worth it? Consider these factors before enrolling. So this is a good point. Workers with 4-year college degrees earn higher wages and experience lower levels of unemployment than those with only a high school diploma. So I do think that this is pretty true. I feel like one thing that a degree really helps you with is to get noticed and recognized. If you have a degree, you're more likely to get hired. Does it mean you're the best in your field? I don't think so, personally. I think you can look at some of the most successful people in the world. Not all of them went to college. I think that there's a reason for that. So that's kind of like what I'm trying to dig in and find out about. But that is a very interesting point indeed. Many professions also demand a college degree, but some well-paying jobs only require an apprenticeship or vocational training. Now, this is kind of interesting. I'm not going to read the whole article. I'm just looking at the key takeaways here. The average net cost of attending college is about $15,200 per year in public institutions. The $29K is private, sure, but we're looking at the average here, $15,200 per year. If you go for the traditional 4-year kind of program, you're looking at $60,000 you're spending on your education, which is interesting. But I mean, if you're guaranteed a job, is it that bad? Well, I guess what I want to look up next is how many people are in college debt. Wow. So 43.2 million Americans are in college debt. All right, let's look this up. At what age do most people become college debt free? Kevin O'Leary, investor on Shark Tank and personal finance author, said in 2018 that the ideal age to be debt free is 45. Okay, that is not answering my question. Student loan debt has become a national crisis. I'm looking for the age though, because I think that the age is a pretty important part here. Well, I'll give an example. So, one of my uncles, he is, I think he's like 49. Sometime around last year that he finally was able to pay off all his college debt. That is crazy. You have some people in their late 30s, some even in their 40s, still paying college debt. The scary thing about college, which most high school students, before they even step foot on campus, don't realize, is that you don't know what kind of pit you're digging yourself. It's scary. Now, although they do say that you have a higher chance of finding a job after college than somebody who's unemployed, it doesn't mean you're going to find a job. So I guess my next thing I'm going to look up is what percent of college graduates find a job? 86%. Okay. I honestly thought that that'd be a lot lower. Doesn't mean that they get in their field though. One thing I will say though about college, and this is not going to involve research, but there's a lot of life lessons to learn if you do attend college. First off, how to live on your own. Now, I am a commuter, but I have friends who, live on campus at whatever the college they go to, and they tell me that it is pretty eye-opening a little bit, because you're on your own, you need to find your own food. It's just a lot of responsibility. So it does teach you that. That is one thing that college does teach you. Also handle like the party life, because partying is very, very popular in college, obviously. And on top of education, I think one of the bigger reasons why most people drop out is they can't find a way to balance both. I mean, if you can find a way to balance both, good for you. Most people just can't really find it. I would like to look up a YouTube video real quick though, because I think that YouTube videos can be pretty informative. This video right over here, shout out to Motivation Madness. I thought that this video was pretty interesting. I already watched it, but I'm gonna go ahead and go through a quick little breakdown of it because I think it's pretty interesting, but it's successful people talking about college. So here we go.
University. And they're not prepared for that. They don't know what they're getting themselves into. They just assume, okay, I'm going to pay 4 years of education at $25,000 a pop, and when I come out the other side, somehow I'll be able to pay it back.
Right.
That's not how life works anymore.
I mean, if somebody graduated from a great university, that may be an indication that they will be capable of great things, but it's not necessarily the case. You know, if you look at, say, people like Bill Gates or Larry Ellison, Steve Jobs, these guys didn't graduate from college. But if you had a chance to hire them, of course, that would be a good idea.
So I think before we move on, I would like to pause real quick. So I think one of the main reasons why I like this video was Elon Musk's point right over there. Graduating college, you don't need to, it's an indication. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and tie this around back to me, because I didn't really talk much about me. But I mean, I am a junior in college right now. It just kind of feels like I'm pushing myself through college right now. Like, I don't want to do it, but I feel like I have to. And over the course of these last couple of years, I've been starting to really realize that I really shouldn't be pushing myself to do this. Am I gonna drop out? I don't think so. I mean, I have 2 years, like, I'm a commuter. I'm still working part-time, so I'm not really worried that much about college debt. There's just a part of me that thinks I don't need to do this. And I mean, as I'm recording this video right now, I'm in my first week back in college as a junior. And I don't know, it feels like kind of a waste of time. I'm going for computer science. I don't know if I ever said this to you guys. One of my childhood dreams is to be a video game developer. That would be sick. Over the summer, I was doing a little bit of research, and you really don't need a degree to make your own video games. Does it help? I guess, because I mean, you get like background information and you have classes. I don't know about other degrees, but in my opinion, the classes in that degree, they just teach me concepts. They don't teach me how to actually like work. And I guess that's why like internships are a thing and stuff, but you would think that most like colleges will teach you how to work. That's the one thing I wish at college did more. Like, if I can learn, I would just love to have way more practice than trying to learn lessons and not be able to apply it because nobody tells me how to like apply it.
In fact, I think a lot of things people learn, probably there's no point in learning them. Because they never use them in the future. Because a lot of kids are just in school kind of puzzled as to why they're there. Like,
literally.
The people who are doing the work that we care about are figuring out what to do next, not following the person who told them what to do next. And the problem with most colleges is they are high school, but with more binge drinking. The entire purpose of a good university is to give you a foundation to fail, not a foundation to get an A. And if you graduate from college with straight A's, you have to do some serious soul searching as to why you chose to spend your time doing that.
It does feel like college is kind of setting you up to fail. It's kind of like putting all these like obstacles in front of you and stuff, and most people don't succeed. The amount of people I know in frats, I'm not saying a frat is a bad thing. It's a good way for networking and stuff, but there's just a lot of drinking. I won't lie, there's a lot of drinking. It's crazy. I'm just gonna keep going. I just wanted to point that out. I've witnessed that.
And so when you walk into a boardroom with a bunch of guys in suits who all went to college, you're fine.
Yeah, I mean, because they read a bunch of words. I've lived a bunch of life.
Well, that's true. Their law degree doesn't intimidate you, in other words.
Right.
It kind of evens us out, whether they know it or not.
Where do you think you get that self-esteem from? Seriously. I mean, most
My
guys...
mom first and foremost, but then just living life, like, you know, being in real situations and happen to be a person of high integrity and honesty and, you know...
You never embarrassed yourself?
No, of course not.
You
no.
never walked in and said, "Oh, everybody thinks I'm ignorant here. I'm stupid."
I don't feel ignorant.
Right.
You know, I don't.
Right.
I felt like I came up in a situation, or a time, you know, where I wasn't afforded certain opportunities, and if afforded opportunities, I could be Oprah. I could be Bill Gates. I could be Warren Buffett.
Probably the biggest reasons why most people attend college and think it's a no-brainer is because their parents attended college, or it's like their peers all attend college, and they think it's just a norm. Like, if you don't do it, you're not going to be successful. I'm not sure who just talked right there, but basically what he said was he does not care what anybody really has to say about him because he's successful. He kind of was hinting at the idea of like, yeah, there's just like people go to college and you don't have to.
Experience in business, there is very little difference, if any, between a very high-priced business education and what's available for a lot less money. I went to the University of Nebraska at Lincoln my last year in college. I went to Wharton for a couple of years before that. I learned just as much at the University of Nebraska as I did at Wharton. You need to be prodded in the right direction, but an awful lot of it is self-taught. It isn't necessary to pay $30,000 or $35,000 a year to go to some big-name school to get the education.
As I'm continuing on my programming journey, I've kind of took a halt this summer, but I'm starting to realize that they have all these online lessons that probably teach it better than college, and I'm paying like $10,000 or whatever the hell a year as a commuter. So it's pretty crazy that you don't need a degree to learn some of this stuff.
How would I deal with it differently, not to make that mistake? So that learning should come from the mistake, not punishment, because you're teaching people not to make mistakes. Where's where the learning comes from, not the appreciation that if you keep doing this over and over again, you're going to keep encountering the same outcomes.
It does feel kind of repetitive, especially with general education classes. Like, I swear to God, gen eds can be like the most annoying thing in the world. I'm not kidding you. Just the repetition of doing homework, and expecting a different result is called insanity.
You must get a diploma to be saved. If you do not get a diploma, then you will go to hell.
Some people view it like that, though.
And I think the message that I have that's like the 16th century reformers, that's a somewhat troubling message, is that you have to work out your salvation on your own. You have to save yourself, and that's I believe that is the truth, but it's a somewhat uncomfortable one.
That last one was actually pretty deep. It's kind of, again, piggybacking on the idea that like some people like think like they have to go to college, and it's just kind of messed up. But yeah, I chose that video because I thought it was really interesting, giving a final answer to, is college really worth it? And well, you might be asking, after all like the videos and all the research that you just did, why are you still in college? And I think that the answer is, if I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, for computer science, I feel like this is the right path. And I think that with some degrees it is justified. Computer science, my mom literally hires programmers for all these big companies, and she does notice that getting a degree is, you have a higher % chance of actually landing a job in the computer science world than just going in with it with no degree at all. I think that going to college is 100% a choice. Is it a choice I'm gonna be like, oh, what are you doing? No, because I'm obviously in college. If I want to seriously have a great future, have an awesome family, make sure I can take care of everybody in my family, I generally don't want to be wasting these crucial years of growth. Because I think, although this is the easiest time of my life to personally like let everything go and just do whatever the flip I want, it's also a time where I can seriously take some serious growth and kind of get steps ahead of everybody else. From my experience, the only way to find that is to kind of like find yourself. And that's why I've been doing YouTube. That's why I've been kind of trying to step out my comfort zone, because I realized that school isn't the only answer to find success. If I were a senior in high school right now and looking at college, would I go back? Personally, I don't think I would. I just sometimes wish education could be free. Because right now I'm just kind of dragging myself through school and it sucks. I'd rather like find my own passion, like with videos. If you're not in college, you have the freedom to try so much. But in college, you are at a young age trying to choose a career that you're expected to follow for the rest of your life. It's not that much freedom. And I mean, unless you're really, really set on one career, then why go to college? To yeah, that's my final answer. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys do like what you guys do see, please drop a like and subscribe. Also, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this. I know it's a pretty debatable topic. I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably mad at me. Whatever, even as a college student. But yeah, alright, stay tuned to the next video, guys. I'll catch you guys later.